Thank you, Shaq. Wayside Christian Mission says it's in need of food donations this holiday season and other items, including toilet paper. Well, meantime, some of Louisville's newest residents are treated to their first taste of the Thanksgiving tradition. About 200 people from 12 different countries were treated to dinner at St. Agnes School this afternoon. One side of the buffet served the traditional American turkey meal. On the other side were halal meals for individuals with those dietary needs. Fun for kids included face painting, temporary tattoos, and arts and crafts. Others played soccer and other games outside. Organizers say adjusting to life in a new place is about much more than learning a new language.
They're getting to make new friends and meet their neighbors, which I think is what Thanksgiving is all about, right? It's about making your table bigger and longer, not smaller.
St. Agnes School partnered with volunteers from Empathy in Action and Kentucky Refugee Ministries to host this Thanksgiving dinner. Patients at the bone marrow transplant unit at U of L Hospital got a taste of Thanksgiving today thanks to the generosity of two brothers. Alex and Tommy Gift lost their mom, Mary Jane, to an aggressive form of breast cancer in 2010. In honor of her life, they established the Mary Jane Gift Quality of Life Fund at the U of L Health Brown Cancer Center. It's aimed to help patients and their families enjoy life while facing a cancer diagnosis. Today, they provided a full catered meal for patients.
Thanksgiving is about being thankful for everything that we have, and unfortunately, cancer doesn't really care that it's Thanksgiving, and anyone that's in here is fighting for their life, and we're trying to do our best to give those people a little bit of hope and let them know that people care.
This is the Gift Brothers' 10th year of providing Thanksgiving dinner. The Juice Bowl in West Louisville was back this Thanksgiving morning. The annual tradition of pickup football games dates all the way back to 1954. WLKY's Madison Elliott shows us how it continues to bring people together.
We're here at Shawnee Park where the Juice Bowl takes place every year, and people tell us 69 years of tradition is what always brings people back. For some people, the Juice Bowl starts even before the sun comes up.
About 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep.
Ray here says for the last 15 years, he's cooked food for people to enjoy while they're watching the games.
Oh, yeah. Love feeding people. Like it.
His friend Charlie says it's tradition, and that's what brings the community together year after year.
It's like a family reunion. And some people that moved out of state or moved somewhere, they come back to visit, and they know on Thanksgiving Day, everybody that they want to see that they haven't seen while they was visited.
Mixing a little old with the new. The bowl started with a parade on Thursday morning for the first time. Rick Taylor rode as Grand Marshal, holding a picture of his mom, who he says is the first queen of the Juice Bowl.
She would always talk about being the very first Juice Bowl queen, you know. She wouldn't let that go. Every Thanksgiving, she would make sure she would be here.
Jeffrey Grace also makes sure he's here every year. Although he moved to Atlanta in the 90s, he says he doesn't miss a Juice Bowl because of how it brings the community together.
The girl that's my classmate sitting down. Like you said, so seeing family, seeing friends you grew up with.
But for some, it's a new tradition, like for Yahya Muhammad, who just moved to Louisville.
Want to feel all the emotions, get all the good food, go see all the good places, and experience everything.
For others, the main event is the flag and tackle football games. The youth football team Prime played the first game of the day. The 9-year-olds, who say they're ranked nationally, spent the morning getting ready.
We get warmed up with routes and run.
Councilwoman Donna Purvis says seeing these kids play and continue the tradition means everything.
We will see the youth take over this. Like at one time, we were them. So, this means everything.
Madison Elliott, WLKY News.
Looks like a great time out there. Councilwoman Purvis says they plan to bring back that parade again next year. Well, before digging in today, hundreds of people burned off some pre-turkey calories for a worthwhile cause. The annual Louisville Hungry Turkey Run was held at Waterfront Park. Just about anyone from young to old took part.
I was glad for it to be over with because I pushed at the end and it killed me. But I'm glad that I did it. I think it's a good way to start Thanksgiving. It's a fun event. Come out. You're not going to run it, cheer people on. It's a good time.
All proceeds go to Crusade for Children, a charity for children with special needs. And a reminder that Light Up Louisville, which traditionally was held on the day after Thanksgiving, has been moved this year to Saturday, December 2nd. That switch was made so workers could enjoy time off for Thanksgiving. This year's Light Up event includes the downtown holiday market, a parade with Grand Marshal Frosty the Snowman, Santa's arrival, and the tree lighting, along with the Zambelli fireworks, plus a second stage for even more entertainment. Again, Light Up Louisville is Saturday, December 2nd. And we have new information tonight on that train derailment that caused the evacuation of 2 towns in eastern Kentucky yesterday. Rail operator CSX says that a chemical fire that prompted that evacuation has now been extinguished and residents can return to their homes. Authorities reviewed air monitoring data and decided it was safe to let people return to the small towns of Livingston and Piney Branch. The train derailed around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon in a remote area of Rockcastle County. 2 of the 16 cars that derailed carried molten sulfur, which caught fire after the cars were breached. It's believed the fire released the potentially harmful gas sulfur dioxide. We're now less than 2 hours away from a scheduled ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war, with the first hostages set to be released on Friday morning U.S. time. We have the latest next on the news at 10. Within the next few hours, the Israel-Hamas war will take a new turn as a short-term ceasefire agreement goes into effect. More hostages are expected to be released starting tomorrow. Natalie Brand is at the White House with the very latest.
Israel released video of what it says is an attack that killed a Hamas commander, and explosions lit up the night sky just hours before a ceasefire goes into effect at midnight Eastern time.
It will last, of course, as agreed, for 4 days.
The Qatar government announced the planned implementation of the deal Friday morning. 13 hostages, all of them women and children, are expected to be released in the first group.
Hostages who are from the same families will be put together within the same patch.
The temporary ceasefire was delayed a day while negotiators ironed out details. At least 50 hostages taken into captivity when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th are expected to be freed in stages in exchange for around 150 Palestinian prisoners, women and teens. Israeli demonstrators in Tel Aviv called for the release of all the hostages, around 240 in total.
The hostages, or some of them at least, are going to be released. Hopefully everyone will.
The White House expects at least 3 Americans to be released as part of the deal, including Abigail Moore Adon, who turns 4 years old on Friday.
My fingers crossed.
President Biden, who's in Nantucket for the Thanksgiving holiday, told reporters he thinks he'll be able to say more about the deal on Friday.
I'm not prepared to give you an update until it's done.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with Britain's foreign secretary and spoke about what will happen next.
We'll continue with our war aims.
But the ceasefire could be extended as more hostages are released. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The ceasefire is also expected to allow more badly needed humanitarian aid into Gaza. Well, the FBI has ended its investigation of a fiery car wreck that killed 2 people at a border checkpoint in Niagara Falls after finding no evidence that it was a terror attack. A video from the crossing Wednesday shows a car speeding and then launching into the air before landing and exploding on the U.S. side of the border. The 2 people inside the car, whose names have not been released, were killed. They were a husband and wife, according to a person briefed on the investigation who spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity. Local police are now handling the case as a traffic investigation. In Ireland, violent clashes have broken out in central Dublin after a 5-year-old girl was seriously injured in a knife attack that also saw a woman and 2 other young children hospitalized. Irish police said the girl was receiving emergency medical treatment following the attack Thursday outside of a school. Soon after, at least 100 people took to the streets, some armed with metal bars and covering their faces. Police said more than 400 officers, including many in riot gear, were deployed in Dublin city center to contain the unrest, which they said was, quote, caused by a small group of thugs. Tens of thousands of U.S. troops spent Thanksgiving overseas, but the Pentagon flew in Turkey with all the trimmings to military bases around the world. Tina Kraus has that story from London.
Carving out time for a taste of home from thousands of miles away.
Happy Thanksgiving.
In South Korea, where more than 20,000 American service members are based, higher-ranking Army officers dished out roast turkey with all the trimmings. But some troops say without family, it's just not the same.
I miss them a lot, and definitely celebrating Thanksgiving without them is really hard, but only a few months left.
Soldiers serving in Latvia worked up an appetite with the Turkey Bowl game, looking to boost morale. As the war between Israel and Hamas escalates, some U.S. soldiers serving in Iraq and Syria are coming under attack. The U.S. has deployed 2 aircraft carriers to the region to keep the conflict from growing. Many troops around the world say they're counting their blessings this Thanksgiving.
I just want to give a special shout out to my son, Ezekiel Jr. I hope you're doing well in school. Daddy, miss you. I love you, and happy Thanksgiving.
This Thanksgiving, I'd like to be thankful for my friends and family for supporting me in my career and all my endeavors moving forward.
Cheers! And a special toast to spending one of the next Thanksgivings with loved ones back home. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
There are more than 170,000 active duty U.S. military troops serving across nearly 200 countries this Thanksgiving, with the most in Japan. Retailers are kicking off the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season on Friday with a bevy of discounts and other enticements. But executives are growing concerned with a spending slowdown that could temper sales on Black Friday as well as throughout the holidays. Experts say consumers are coming under more pressure from dwindling savings, increased credit card debt, and still stubborn inflation.
Now, your WLKY weather with meteorologist Daniel Johnson.
Well, it turned out to be a really nice Thanksgiving. Temperatures in the 50s. We had a lot of sunshine. Here's a live look at beautiful downtown Louisville. A very quiet night here. We're looking at temperatures dropping, though, fairly quickly. So if you're heading out soon, you're going to need a light jacket at least, as temperatures are already down in the 30s and 40s across the region. Today's high, though, 57. It felt nice. The average high this time of year, 54. So we were a few degrees above average. Now, speaking of Thanksgiving, we've had some warm days, some cold days, some snowy days on Thanksgiving. The warmest Thanksgiving we've ever had was in 1896, 73 degrees. The lowest, the coldest temperature, 8 degrees in 1930. The snowiest Thanksgiving was 1.2 inches in 1938. But the last time we actually had a white Thanksgiving, which is 1 inch of snow or more on the ground, was in 1971. Do you remember that one? If you don't remember that one, do you remember 2014? We actually had snow that day. It just wasn't an inch, so it wasn't technically a white Thanksgiving. But 2014 was the last time we had snow in the air on Thanksgiving Day. So it's pretty rare across our area. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, so definitely needing that jacket as you step out tonight. And if you're getting up early tomorrow for Black Friday shopping, bundle up, as we will be in the 30s. The sky right now clear, but we're watching clouds down in Tennessee, a very weak system. That's going to bring us some high clouds overnight tonight. We're also watching this system across the Rockies, bringing a white Thanksgiving to portions of Wyoming, portions of Montana and Idaho. That system will be our next weather maker on Sunday. That's our next chance for some precipitation, and it will be all rain. A good chance, about a 70% chance for rain on Sunday. Not a complete washout, but there will be hit or miss showers through the day coming up. Tonight, though, we're dry and chilly, just a few clouds moving in overnight. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun, so not as much sunshine as today, but still a good amount. Just a battle between the clouds and sun, and it will be a cooler day tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s. All right, are you a Black Friday shopper? If you get up early, you better head to bed soon. Here we go. If you're heading out at 6 in the morning, bundle up, temperatures in the upper 30s. As we approach the midday hours, if you like to sleep in, 44 degrees by the midday, so you still need a jacket. And if you're one of those people like me, who cares about the deals? Maybe I'll shop online. Maybe I'll go to the store later in the afternoon. Temperatures approaching 50 degrees. So not a bad day to get out and take advantage of those deals. Futurecast is keeping it clear for the most part tonight. Just some added high clouds. Tomorrow, not bad. A mix of sun and clouds, upper 40s. And we keep it in the upper 40s to near 50 on your Saturday. And then here comes our rain chance. We're not making it an impact weather day right now on Sunday. Here's your 7-day forecast. Still a bit cool with temperatures hovering near 50. Most of those showers on Sunday will be in the afternoon. And a reason for those showers, a cold front. And what happens behind that front is much colder air arrives. A winter-like pattern in terms of temperatures will set up most of next week. Highs only in the 40s, Drew. Overnight lows in the 20s and 30s. So still a pretty dry pattern here. Only chance for rain is this Sunday coming up.
Kind of feels like how it should this time of year.
Exactly. That's really what it's going to be.
We'll take that. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's a Thanksgiving tradition nearly a century old. We'll check out the pomp and pageantry at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade next on the news at 10.